afternoon, students. Today I want to talk to you about significant figures. This is exercise 6b from your textbook. Significant figures are another way of giving an approximation to a number, so we might round to significant figures rather than rounding to decimal places or something else. And we've got to take our understanding of this from the word significant. What does significant mean? Well, it means important, having impact. So when you're talking about significant figures, you're talking about the more important figures in a number. So let's consider an example. I've got here, I'll write down the New Zealand population in 2018 was 4,886,000. Okay. Which digit in this is the most significant? Well, it's clearly not this one here. Even if it was a 9 or something like that, that's a very small value. 9. Let's just, for argument's sake, let's say that it was actually, instead of 0, we'll put it into a 9 here, right? Let's say we've got a 9. Even though that digit itself is a higher digit than all of the others, it's in the ones or the units place, so it's very insignificant compared to this 6 here, which is in the thousands place. Even though 6 is a smaller number than 9, because this is in the thousands place, it's way, way bigger. And that 6, even though it's bigger than this 4 here, is as a digit, this 4 is in the millions place, and 4 million is a lot bigger than 6,000. So the most significant digit here is our 4. That's our most significant digit. The second most significant digit is this 8 here. The third is this one here. The fourth is 6. And the fifth is 0, and then 0, and 9 is actually our least significant figure. Okay, alright, well, given that, we are going to now chat about some rules. So how do we determine what to do with rounding to significant figures? So I've just got these rules here. First of all, you find your first non-zero digit. In numbers that are bigger than a decimal, that's going to be your leftmost digit. And for numbers that are decimals, you're going to have to go to your first non-zero digit after the decimal point. Okay, so you find that digit, and then you count from that digit to the right for the required number of significant figures, and then you start using your normal rounding rules at that point. So that might sound a little confusing, so why don't we take a look at some examples. So here's my first example. Let's say I have 4 million, I should have left it, shouldn't I? 4,886,000, and I want to round this to, let's say, to 2 significant figures. So the first non-zero digit is 4, and then part 2, count from this digit to the right. So 4, 8. So I'm looking at this one here, and now I'm going to use my normal rounding rules. I look to the next number, which is an 8, which is 5 and up. So this 8 is going to round up to 49. And what do we do for the rest? Well, it's not 49, it's 4,900,000. Okay, so that's our first example. Let's try another 2 significant figure question. Let's say we've got 1,7,340 or 17,340, and we want to round this to 2 significant figures. Okay, let's try that. Rule 1. So rule 1, we find the first non-zero digit. It's a 1. Okay, this is our first non-zero digit, this 1. And then we count from that digit to the right for the required number of significant figures. We're requiring 2. So we go 1, 2. So this one here is our required number of significant figures. We're looking at the 7. And to decide what happens to that, we move to this next digit, the 3. And we say, well, this 3 tells me that this is going to round down. So it'll just remain as 17. So we're rounding down. Why do we call it rounding down? Well, 17 340 rounds down to 17,000. So this is 17,000. Okay. Let's try a new one. Let's try this one here again, the 17,340, and let's say this time to one significant figure. So what do? We start with the first non-zero digit, which is this one, and then we count from this digit to the right for the required number of significant figures. Well, we're already at it because this is 1. This is our first digit. So to decide what happens to this digit here, we just look at the next digit. That's a 7, which means this is going to round up. So we have 20,000 is our answer for that one. Okay. Let's try a couple more just to see if we have really got the hang of this. Here we go. We'll try over here. Let's say we've got 0.00152 and we want to do this to one significant figure. Okay, this is a decimal, so we've got to find our first non-zero digit. That is this one here. Okay, we count from this digit to the right for the required number of significant figures. Well, we're already there. 1. It's right here. And to decide what happens, we then look at this one here. This is a 5 or more, so we know that this is going to round up. So we'd write 0.002. Don't write any more zeros after this. Make sure, that's really important, do not write any zeros after this point. It's just 0.002. Let's try that one again, and we'll try this time, we'll try two significant figures, 0.00152, and we're going to go to 2 SF. Okay, so first of all, we go to our first non-zero digit, which is the 1, and then we count 1, 2. So we're here with the 5. What happens to the 5? We look to the next one here. This is a 2, so it's going to round down. We'll say it's 0.0015 to two significant figures. All right, we'll try one more. Okay, here we go. 0.010482, and I want this to two significant figures. What do we do here? Rule 1, find the first non-zero digit. My first non-zero digit is this one here. Now, rule 2, I count from this digit to the right for the required number of significant figures. That's 2, so 1, I count the 1, and then I move to my next one. It's this one here. Some students get confused and think, oh, I don't count it because it's a 0. No, you do count it. You just start counting from the first non-zero, and then you count everything after that non-zero digit, including zeros. So here we go. 1, 2, and then this digit here tells us how many, whether we're going to go up or down. And we're going to round down, so we say 0.010. Now this time we include the 0 because it did say to two significant figures, and this is the second significant figure. But you do not write any more zeros after it. That's really important. Okay, I think I've given you enough detail for you to have a go at the exercise. You can mark your work at the end of it, and if you are having any trouble, by all means, get in touch with me and I'll see if I can help you out. Alright guys, take care.